Alright guys, so we're going to look at dancing some basics in closed position. So fake whip, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, sugar push, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, slingshot, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, inside roll, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, left side pass exit. Cool, do it again on this side, fake whip, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and sugar, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and slingshot, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, inside roll, and then left side pass exit. Alright guys, so working on those basic patterns in closed position. So firstly the fake whip, and this is all about just really learning the difference between what is a real whip and what is a fake whip. So quickly the differences, 2, 3 and I step down underneath my body and don't increase the distance between me and Fab. And that's what tells Fab that it's going to be an anchor step. If I was to get to 3 and step across, that's going to start to feel like Fab should step forward. So that's probably the biggest difference. 1, 2, 3, and don't cross the slot, and then we'll produce an anchor step. Okay, so from here we do a sugar push. You can do the footwork how you choose, leaders. Like what I mean is you can do basic footwork, 3 and a 4, 5 and a 6. What I often find myself doing is 1, 2, and just sort of doing a lazy 3, where I just tap the foot down and then anchor step. Be careful not to travel too far. We see, you know, kind of a lot of leaders get a bit lost in their anchor step here, 5 and 6, and then it can be difficult for you to redirect into the next move. I mean, we can float our anchor step, but you still got to control when your follower stops so that we can start more easily. Yeah?
Followers, I want to mention a couple of things for your whip and your sugar push as well. So whip, you've got 2 options, fake whip should I say, just in case. So you've got 2 options on your rotation for your half a turn, okay?
Start with the easier one.
We're going to start with the easy version always.
And you stand here and everyone can see you better.
Yes. So I'm going to walk forward on count 1 and then I'm going to turn through the under so I can step back on 2. Now I'm able with my right foot to do the 3 and 4 in place. You'll see me travel a little bit. So that's the first option. So I fall forward on 1, turn, under, step back on 2, and then 3 and 4, 5 and 6, okay? Second option is where I don't turn on the 1 under and I turn after. So I go forward on 1, I go forward on 2, and then I'm going to do the 2 under, 3 and 4. That one's a little trickier, but I just want you to know that it works still as long as I've turned my body fully so I can step back on count 3. We're going to do okay with that. Then on the sugar push followers, especially when I'm in close position, I see this happen a lot, and I'm seeing it in class especially. The followers are trying to go past the leaders, so they take this really big step and then they're in trouble. So I've got to see out of my peripheral that my leader's shoulders and hips are still facing the slot. That tells me that I don't go past him. Okay, so through here, followers, I go 1, I go 2, I see my leader's shoulders, so that tells me to redirect back on count 3 and. Okay?
Cool. All right, keeping that same idea, we're going to move into the slingshot. So leaders, we want to kind of get our followers to move past us and then redirect after that 3rd step. So there's 3 steps forward. 1, 2. 3rd step, albeit smaller, is still forward, and then the followers turn around and 4, and then anchor step with a little fishtail on the 5 and 6. Leaders, I just want you to be sure that I'm dancing this footwork. 1, 2, tap, step, triple on the spot. You know, I see a lot of leaders, they kind of just go into a nondescript space, and this makes it really hard for the followers to feel what's going on. You know, it can look, you know, pretty cool, but it's not cool for the followers if they're like, I don't know what timing you're dancing in. So I try to mark the timing. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Okay, and then we're going to take that energy around the corner into this type of movement where I need to keep up with my follower. If it was a basic left side pass and out, then I would stay on my spot and let the follower move away from me. But the whole idea was to be able to finish in close position. So 1, 2, I'm just going to track alongside my follower, small adjustments in my footwork, and you'll notice that I don't finish in front. A lot of people make that mistake and finish here, and now we're kind of encroaching upon each other's space. So I dance from the rail, and then count 4, I'm transitioning through the middle of the slot, and I go straight onto the opposite rail. And that suggests left side pass is coming next.
Yeah. Followers, just want to mention about your free arm. So from
Yes,
close
good
position, 1,
point.
2, where you see my free arm, I want you to see I don't move it.
We'll do it again so you can see it now.
Yeah, you'll see it better on this side. So what I see a lot of followers do, as soon as the leader disconnects from the shoulder, they try to drop the hand. We want you to keep it where it just was, so then if my leader goes back into closed, you'll see a nice just brush over the top of the leader's kind of bicep area back into closed.
Because if you drop it, then you're going to want to pick it up again, and that's quite a drastic
Feels
action.
awkward.
So that's where people get hit or you get scratched or all sorts of things. So just keep it in a position that's relative to you and be consistent with that. And even if the leaders don't get it the first time, they'll soon learn you. They're probably dancing with their other follower that was taller than you or their other follower that was smaller than you. And they've got to learn to adjust into your frame. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But try not to, don't
try and help.
Yeah, don't change your frame too much to fit the leaders, because it's when you help or you try to move that people actually get hit.
Yes.
Yeah? All right, cool. Have fun with that. Don't hit people.